Today I'm going to show you how to PPF your sport bike. Now, what is PPF and do you need it? Well, PPF stands for paint protection film. It's basically a clear film that you put on the bike to protect it from debris, scratches, or anything you don't want scratching up your motorcycle. So I've been talking about this bike for about 7 months now, and we just picked it up. It is a 2018 Aprilia Tuono V4 1100 factory. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to PPF the tank. So we're going to PPF this black part here. So it is currently 13 degrees where I'm at. I'm in Pennsylvania. Now, the reason I'm PPFing this and not the CBR is because, one, I want to keep the protective coating of the bike perfectly intact. So if we go over to the CBR, you can see after years of riding it, you can see that my crotch scratched it up, my knee scratched up. Now, this is a track bike with fiberglass fairings, so I really don't care about the protection. But this bike is 100% stock, and as you can see, the condition of the paint is actually in ridiculously good condition. It's like a mirror there. You can see it right there because I think the dealership actually polished it. Now, the reason you might want to PPF it is to just protect it and also overall keep the value of the motorcycle. We can now prepare the bike for the paint protection film. So we're going to start with the tank area here. The reason I'm PPFing the tank is because my CBR has these foam style diamond cut shaped pads. Now, they work great, but because this is a factory, I would love to keep the stock paint right here visible to the camera. So we're adding silicone rubber padding here. But silicone leaves a residue on the tank, which you really do not want to have on the bike. So we're PPFing the tank first to protect it from my legs, but also keep the paint from getting any sticky residue from the silicone. So the first step to actually protecting your bike is making the area nice and clean and clear. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to start off by taking the seat off, these side fairings, that way we can get to this area right here and get the very nice adhesion for the paint protection film. Now, to remove that, you need 3 bolts, and then you get this piece. Now, it's got these 3 tabs right here, and you kind of just pull it forward, and it comes out right there. So to keep this area nice and isolated, kind of like we're doing surgery on the bike, we're going to apply blue painter's tape. But before we do that, we're going to wipe the bike with isopropyl alcohol and a cotton ball. Nice and clean. Once you have your area taped off, it should look something like this. This is the area we are covering. You don't have to do this during PPF, and most of the time people don't do it. But the reason I chose to do it is that way I know exactly where the PPF goes, and when we cut around it with a razor blade, I don't scratch the paint at all. So this is going to keep it nice and clean. All right, so here's the PPF. This is a roll of 6 inches by 60 inches, or 6 inches by 5 feet. Now, the Tuono, it's not going to fit perfectly, but it should fit majority of the way. We're going to follow this line right down there, so it'll be pretty much majority of covering it. This is a little over a foot, so we'll have plenty to do both sides. And then we are actually going to replace these right here. Nothing wrong with them. I just kind of want to put my own shape here, but the last owner did that for your heels, which is completely unnecessary, but we're going to do it. Using a soapy water mix. Now, this is Rain-X, but this isn't actually Rain-X. This is water in here mixed with a little soap. According to ChatGPT and Google, all you need is 1 drop per 8 ounces, or just enough so you have a little bit of soapiness. Basically, we're going to spray this and stick the film on. This is going to let it slip around without it sticking, so we can position it, and then we're going to squeegee it out using the rubber squeegee that the thing came with. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, it's going to stick a little, but it should mostly slide around. Now that it's actually stuck on the way we wanted, this upper half we're not going to protect because that's going to be completely fine. But we protected the bottom corners. We're going to take a razor blade and cut around the edges now. Well, first we're going to squeegee it and then cut around the edges, and then re-squeegee it to get all the water out. Take your rubber squeegee and we're going to squeegee it. Not 100%, but just so we can cut the corners out for how we want it to stick on. So what I did just now to clean it up is I took this razor blade and I went very lightly around the edges. One, to get rid of the air bubbles, and even though there's a little space around, made sure the edges are cleaner, because it's more important to have clean edges on PPF. That way nothing can get under the original film. So even though it's not perfectly edge to edge, it's still going to be better than there being a slight air bubble to let shit in. So now we can really squeegee it in it. All right, so here's the finished product. You can see I finished it pretty well, actually. It does not look bad. It ends up there. Now we're still going to work on this side. We're going to replace this one that the previous owner put on. All right, so now that we got the tank PPF'd and the swing arm PPF'd, we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. So let's get that done. All right, so we're officially done with the PPF on the tank and the swing arm. The only issue is I tried doing the center here where your crotch touches, and unfortunately, I scratched up the paint a bit. It kind of pisses me off, but keep in mind, when you ride a bike, when you sit on it, you're gonna end up scratching it. So I don't care that much, but it is just annoying that when you go to cut it with a blade, it scratches. I must have had a dull blade at the moment from scratching or from using it, but that's how you PPF a bike. So now we can put it back together and then we are done.